Hi, Grace Esterbo here. I want to call BS, and I hope you join me in doing so too. What am I talking about? So, how many hats do you think you wear in a day? I know I talk to women all day, all week long, and there's more than 10 that I hear all over the place. Women are so hard on themselves. We are really hard on ourselves. And generally speaking, there's this crazy expectation that we should be amazing in our careers, amazing moms, super duper moms, so connected to what's hip and happening, organic food, this, that, the other, keeping a home organized, beautiful, nicely decorated. Oh, yeah, by the way, making really good money nonstop, really like killing it in our careers. What else? Sexy, playful, interesting to our spouses or, loved ones. Oh, yeah, super good to our sisters and always being there for the person in our family that needs us. What else? How many hats are you wearing in any given day? And what are the kind of crazy pressures that you put on yourself where you think you should be in your A game and at a 10 in everything? Do you also think you need to be fit, fabulous, super stylish, wearing the last of everything? What else? You tell me. Really, how many hats are you wearing in a day? And I'm here to call BS on it because the space that you want, the clarity that you want, the peace of mind that you want is not possible when you think you have to live up to all of that all the time. Let me give you an example. Most of the women I talk to are overcommitted. They are doing so much all the time, taking care of even the dog when they get home before they take care of themselves. Can you relate to that? I have clients who share with me, I take care of my employees, I take care of people at work, I take care of my clients, I take care of my kids, I make sure my husband or my boyfriend or my spouse has everything he needs, I make sure there's food on the table, and I come last. So here's the thing I have to say about that. Finding the way back to the peace of mind and a place where you're not overcommitted, not overwhelmed, not exhausted, and feeling like you want to punch the wall does not actually take a complete revamp. People think, oh, I have to go to yoga more. Oh, I have to work out more. Oh, if I would only go to the retreat. It's not true. It's not necessary. But there really is a way for you to live a successful, fulfilling life in your terms that still takes care of people and your loved ones and absolutely honors you. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So you probably think it's impossible. Like you're listening to me and you're going, Grace, I have so many people that depend on me. I have to do all of this. I get it. And everyone who starts working with me feels that way. Now, let me give you an example. Recently, I was working with a woman called Jill. Jill is exceptional. This woman is sharp, super smart, really likable. She does really well in her business. She runs a business. She has a team that depends on her. She has a little daughter, under 3. She has a husband. She has a home to run. Do you get it? She's got a full plate. She's got clients that depend on her. She's really good socially. So she's got social engagements, charity, volunteer stuff like that. Her plate is full, completely full. And on top of that, she's always been the kind of woman who does really well at what she does. So, of course, then people in her environment, in her professional environment primarily, lean on her and give her quite a bit. And people ask her for advice and ask her for help. And she's also very, very driven and competitive. So she wants to stay on the top. So she comes to me a few months ago and she goes, I run from like sun up to sundown. My days are like go, 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 go. I get to the end of my day and I wonder, when did I take a breath? Did I even have lunch? And I have this change coming up in my life over the next year and a half that I don't have time to even think about. And I don't have clarity. I don't know exactly what I want to do. It's a significant change in her career coming up, which affects her finances, of course, which affects her family and her relationships and so on and so on. So can you relate to this? Do you have any sense in you where either you're just going through the day, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and while things are seemingly good, you have a good job, you have a, good income, your health isn't terrible, yet the Friday gets here and you're like, another week. And then Monday gets here and you're like, another week. And it's just another week and you're running. So that was Jill, right? And she particularly had this thing that is something that's got a significant change in her life. It's going to affect every ounce of her life, including her financial and her health. And she was like, I don't even have time to think about it. And I have no clarity. And I want to know, she's like, I hate uncertainty. And you probably do too. I certainly do. And yet there are uncertainties in life. So I give her 2 tasks. So I'm sharing this because I want to give you an example of how switching from go, 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 overdoing it, superwoman status, to actually having the peace of mind and the clarity and the choice in the matter that you're craving, just to show you that it doesn't actually require a massive overhaul. So I gave her 2 tasks, and she practices this for a few weeks, and I'll tell you how it goes. So there are 2 things going on. One, maybe like you, Jill filled up every ounce of her day. Every single moment of her calendar was completely maxed out. Like if she had 15 minutes in between meetings, she would figure out how to turn that into emails and send proposals and nonstop. Can you relate to that? Where every ounce of your day is maxed out scheduled. And even if you have 3 minutes here and there, you don't really know exactly what to do with it so that it actually feels like decompression time. She was like, I don't know, I checked my email. She goes, I went, okay, I get that, but that's not decompression time. So I basically asked her, please start to leave some blank space in your calendar. And when there is some blank space, and I'm not talking about 45-minute slots, I'm talking about 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, those moments in your schedule where aren't perfectly scheduled. I said, leave them open and don't fill them up with busyness, which she had to work through because she was like, well, being busy is being productive. And I feel like I should. So we worked through that. So basically she started to leave some space open in her calendar. And the second thing she did was in the evenings, and tell me if you can relate to this, she was like, Grace, I'm exhausted. I've done so much by 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m., but my mind won't stop. I am wired and it's active and busy and, I should do the laundry now and I should do this and I should. But she was exhausted. So this is you. I want to share with you. I gave Jill this recording I have that I help people with on how to actually shut off your busy mind and wind down for the night. So I did those 2 things with her, and I was like, okay, practice this for 2 weeks. And she went on to practice not filling up her calendar, which in the beginning, of course, wasn't easy. She was like, but because she had some things to do when there was 5 minutes here and 10 minutes there, and especially when she was driving and waiting for her child to be ready to be picked up and so forth, she had some things that I gave her to do. And also she had this wind down technique at night. So she calls me 2 weeks later, we have a call, and she says to me, first of all, I have more energy than I can imagine. I don't remember having this much energy since I've given birth. This is amazing. I said, are you taking any supplements? She goes, nothing's changed. I just have energy. I said, are you sleeping more? She goes, absolutely. At night, that thing really worked. It hits a spot. My brain calms down. I get clear about what needs to happen next day, and also information and clarity comes. So she's using her days better, right? She's not carrying the stress of the day before. So she's swearing by the evening routine. So that's one. And the other thing is when she left space open in her calendar and she knew what to do in that time so that she could decompress and self-reflect, magic starts to happen. And what does magic look like? She started to get connections with people that were already in her network that had opportunities for her in this 2-year thing. She started to get clarity about what really would work for her and her family. She started to make phone calls, just the clarity and the actions and the what to do next completely started to arrive. And you know why? Because there was space for the information to come to her. When you keep yourself so busy and so much running and in the go, 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 there is literally no space for clarity to land on. There's no space for information to arrive. So when we create room in your calendar first, inside yourself second, clarity, peace of mind, ideas, what to do, what actions to take, what actions not to take, what to simplify, what to not simplify, it all starts to arrive. So most of the women like Jill that I work with are driven, type A, go-getters, just exceptional human beings. And what's missing is, how the heck do I keep this up? I can't keep up at this rate. I'm going to burn out. I'm exhausted, or something, there's this discomfort. Something's not exactly working, and I don't even have time to tackle it. And that was her case. So now Jill has clarity. She knows what she's going to do. She has made connections with the people that she needs to make connections. The movement is happening, and there are steps in progress. Her husband is asking, what are you doing? How come you're so calm and not reactive anymore? You're not losing it in the situations that used to push your buttons. So now he's calling me to find out what are some of these tools and techniques that he could use as well. And I'm sharing this again because I want you to know that this hype of superwoman, super career woman, super mom, super fit, super amazing, it's false. No one is just doing it all without inside going, something's got to give. So I wanted to give you that example, and I basically invite you, if you're still watching this, thanks for staying here, invite you. On Friday, I'm going to do a workshop that's like this, virtual, where I'm going to guide you through some of the techniques I gave to Jill so she could learn how to decompress her life, her time, and her mind enough that she could just get peace of mind and clarity on how to move forward in certain areas that she wanted to move forward. I hope to see you there, and have a great week. Bye.